The security situation in the Strait of Hormuz has once again moved towards being described as a worst-case scenario for oil tankers. The reason is the growing cycle of attacks and counterattacks between Iran and the United States over the past week. Iran has repeatedly targeted ships moving through the key waterways, raising fears about the safety of one of the world's busiest energy choke points. The U.S. Central Command has said that a tower in the area was reportedly being used by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps to track and target commercial vessels passing through the strait. And the IRGC has claimed that 2 oil tankers had struck mines and exploded while crossing the waterway. It also said that it had stopped 4 ships attempting to transit the route. However, marine traffic data showed that some shipping is still moving. There are 6 vessels that reportedly passed through the strait in the last 24 hours, and the latest developments have come as tensions between Washington and Tehran continue to escalate. Iran has declared the Strait of Hormuz to be extremely unsafe and has warned that oil, gas and fertilizer exports will remain blocked until the U.S. military operations end. Tehran is also trying to change as to how ships use the waterway. Iran has warned tankers and cargo ships to stay closer to the coastline on the northern side of the strait, while the U.S. has been working to try and keep the southern shipping routes along the coast of Oman to be open. And now Tehran is threatening to escalate further. Reports also say that Iran has asked the Yemen's Houthis to stand ready to shut down the Red Sea corridor if the U.S. strikes the Iranian power infrastructure. The Houthis are reported to have completed preparations to attack the shipping by deploying missiles and drones near Bab el-Mandeb Strait, the gateway to the Red Sea. In response, Washington has now stepped up military pressure on Iran, carrying out strikes for the 7th consecutive night. And CENTCOM has said that the operations were aimed at continuing to weaken Iran's military capabilities. Iranian media has reported explosions across several southern provinces. Strikes reportedly killed 3 people and injured 8 others in the Hormuzgan province. In retaliation, Iran struck up second power and desalination plant in Kuwait within 2 days, forcing several power units to shut down. And Iran's military has also claimed that it hit U.S. targets in Kuwait and Jordan in response to the American strikes in Kuwait. Iranian forces targeted an ammunition depot at Camp al-Adiri, along with facilities at Ali al-Salam Air Base, including the storage areas and communication sites. In Jordan, fuel tanks at Al-Azraq Air Base were bombed. Bahrain has also said that its air defense intercepted a wave of Iranian attacks. Iran said that its drones struck aircraft shelters, parking areas, fuel storage tanks at Sheikh Isa Air Base, and several connecting bridges. Meanwhile, a top Iranian commander warned that Iran will resume full-scale offensive operations if the U.S. strikes continue over the coming days. Speaking to the state media agency IRIB, Major General Mohsen Rezai declared that Iran will no longer limit itself to just retaliatory like-for-like responses, and no political borders will be safe. And I earlier spoke with Dr. Mir Javedanfar, a lecturer of Iranian politics at the Reichman University in Israel. Listen to what he had to say.
I think the Trump administration is willing to go very far in this, for the simple reason that the Persian Gulf countries are telling President Trump that we cannot economically survive with Iran having complete control over the Strait of Hormuz. Once Iran gets control over the Strait of Hormuz, Iran can have a say over the future of the economies of all of the Persian Gulf countries. Iran can also use its leverage over their economy through the Strait of Hormuz to impact their foreign policy. And the price of that to the Persian Gulf countries is, in the long run, is far higher than the costs that they have to pay now, which, as you quite rightly said, is already high, and it's probably going to climb in the next month or so.